Once again, hi everyone. In this tutorial I would like to show you how you can create a range selector, a customized one. I have created a demo here. As you can see, it's a pretty cool component that you can use for any type of use case where you need a range selector. Um, Please, again, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel to get more of these video tutorials. For those who haven't seen any of my tutorials yet, these are the components that I have taught so far. As you can see, the vertical timeline and this progress bar, and how you can create this toggle, and now I'm going to show you how you can create this slider. Alright, let's get started. As you can see, I've already added the input range, and then I've set the mean to 0, the max to 10, and I will define the step to 2. I have wrapped it in a div with a class slider. So as you can see here, this is the default one, and you can see that it has the step of 2 from 0 to 10. Let's set the value here to 0. And alright, now to style it. For the slider, I will give it a width of 300 pixel, and for my input, which is the range selector, what I want to do is, first of all, I want to get rid of the original appearance. So what I do is that I set the appearance to none, and also you can go ahead and make it a cross-browser thingy, just to make sure it works fine. So you can see that there's nothing at the moment. What I will do is that I will give it a width of 300 pixel and a height of maybe 6 pixel. Give it a border radius of 2 pixel and a border color maybe of 1 pixel solid and DDD. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, as you can see, I have modified the original look. So as you can see, there's this outline in Chrome. You can get rid of it with outline none. As you can see now, you don't see it anymore. Alright, so let just for the sake of look and feel, I will give the body a background of a shade of gray. So F8, F8, F8. Let's see how it looks. Alright, cool. So the next step is to change the appearance of this guy. So in order to do that, you should do slider, input, and then it's a pseudo element. So you do WebKit, slider, thumb, and then you set the width. I will set the width to 20 pixel, height to 20 pixel as well. Give it a background color of, let's put F1, 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 another shade of gray, and then the border of 1 pixel, and let's give it DDD. And obviously I need to, again, I will copy it from here. I should set the appearance here for the thumb as well to none. So let's give it a border radius as well, so that I make it round shape, 50 pixel. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, pretty cool. So just want to highlight it a little bit. I will give it a box shadow of 0 in x-axis, 0 in y, maybe 2 pixel, the size of the shadow, and I will give it 999. Let's see how it looks. Cool, it looks pretty cool. Another thing, just to style the input, I would set a box shadow to 0 on x-axis, 1 pixel. On y-axis, I want it to be 1 pixel, and I want this to be white. So what happens is that we get sort of a I hope it's visible. I will, you see that there is this white shadow over here, sort of feeling a good feeling of emboss. So what I will do is I would like to actually add another one, but inside the slider, again 0, 1 pixel on Y, 1 pixel, and I will set it to maybe DDD, which is, you can see that it sort of makes this sort of look, inset look here, which is quite cool. I like that. All right, for the next step, let's add the lines that I have created over here. So for that, I mean, depending on how many sort of steps that we have, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again 0, 1, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would create here in my slider wrapper div, I would put an unordered list, and I would create a class of timeline, and inside that I would add 5 Eleyes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks something like this. Alright, the next step is to style this. So the timeline, which is my unordered list, I would set the padding to 0 and margin to 0 as well. And then I would also set the list style to none to get rid of these bullets. And for the Eleyes within, what I would like to do is I want to give it a width. But since I know how many I have, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actually. Sorry, it was 6. So I'm going to add 6 Eleyes here. And then, I mean, if you divide 100% of the width of this by the number of steps that we have, it's going to end up to 16.6%. So I will put it like this. So depending on the number of steps that you choose over here, you have to add to that number the Eleyes, and also divide that number 100 by that number to make the correct width. And then I would set the float to left. See what we have here. I would put a height here to see what we are doing. For now we'll give it a background as well, so maybe DDD. And yeah, alright, so this is what we have up here. Just to show you the Eleyes, I would put a margin 1 pixel as well. So you can see that these are our Eleyes, but because of the margin that I've added, it just went down. So let's remove that and remove the background color for the Eleyes as well. Now it's time to add those lines. In order to add the lines, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the pseudo element of after, and then what I will do is I put the content to nothing, and then the width to 1 pixel, height maybe to 10 pixel, set the background color to 999, and set the position to relative. Let's see how it looks. Well, we don't have anything at the moment, so let's actually set the position of the Li to relative, and let's see what we're missing here. I think we're good to go. Well, we don't see anything. We have width, height, and position is absolute. Sorry, this position should be absolute. All right, cool. So you can see that we have our lines, but they are not correctly aligned. That's the next step that we have to do. So we know that the width of this guy is 20 pixels. So what I will do is that I will set the padding, left padding to 20 pixel. Let's see how it looks. If it come up here, I should set 10, which is half of the circle. So you can see that it looks pretty good. But the problem here is that since I've defined the padding added to the width of the Eleyes, it will push the last one down here. So in order to fix that, we have a CSS command which says Boxsizing to border box. Let's see how it looks. Alright, cool. As you can see now we have all our elements. What Boxsizing is doing is it actually accounts for the padding within our width. So it does not add, like if you don't define that, it adds the padding to the width. But when you define the Boxsizing to border box, it actually includes the padding within the width, so that we can preserve the width of our li elements here. And Boxsizing would not work with the margin. So if I define margin left here, what you will see is that it again pushes the last one down here. So you better use the padding here. Okay, looks good. So now the problem is that the elements are not aligned. In order to do that, we have to go one by one inside each of these divs, and then we need to actually adjust the padding. So I'm going to copy this guy. The first one is alright, since we've added the padding. But for the other ones, I will use the pseudo element of nth child. The second one, I can get rid of all of these since it's already here. So I will set the padding left to 12 pixel. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I need to add 14 maybe. Yeah. Alright, so maybe 16. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Maybe, yeah, I will go for 18 here, just to be correct. Yeah, now it looks good. So I will continue doing this for the next elements of li. So the third one, let's see how it looks. It's this one, this one. All right, I will change it to 24. Let's see how it looks. Yes, and then I will go for the next one. You can see the pattern here. So 18 to 25 is like 6. So this guy I will set it to 30, and I need to change this to 4, the fourth li. So this looks pretty good. And then 2 more. I will set this one to 5, and then this will be 36, and then the last one, which is the last element, or the last li, it's gonna be 42. Right? Let's see how it looks actually. Alright, as you can see, it looks pretty good. The other thing that I want to add here is this numbering on top, and this actually uses one of the coolest features in CSS3, which I like very much. It's called counters. So what I will do is I will actually set these guys, instead of after, I will set it to before. No, I think I'm fine with that. I will set the numbers. So what I will do is that before each of my li elements, I will add a content 1 for now. Let's see how it looks. Yep, you have this 1 here. It messed up a little bit, but let's just correct it. Font size 10 pixel, and then the position should be absolute, so that we can change the position. So let's put the top to -2 pixel maybe, and maybe a little bit more, -5. Yeah, And let's just define the timeline height, which is our unordered list containing all of these AI, the height to maybe 15 pixel, so that we have a pretty good height over here. I will actually change it to 20 pixel. Yeah, and let's push down the Eleyes a little bit. So what I would do in the timeline, I will set the padding top to maybe 10 pixel. Yeah, you can see that it pushed everything a little bit down, and then these guys should come up. So this would be 10, and yeah, as you can see, it looks pretty good. And I will set, just to make sure that these are aligned with the lines, I would set the margin left to -2 pixel. So yeah, pretty good. Now the counter. What should we do? Okay, so the counters work like this. What I would set here in the parent container, which is my unordered list, this is actually what I taught in my first tutorial as well, but I'll show you again here. So I will set the counter reset to a variable called step, and then in the place where I want to define the number here, or the content of that element, I will set counter step. So I pass this step to the function counter, but also I need to say counter increment is the variable that we've defined. So now you can see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but this is not what I want. What I want is to be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. How do you define that step to be 2 instead of 1? And it's pretty simple. In the counter increment, you just define it as 2. So now we will have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And I want this to start from 0. So what I do in my counter reset, in my unordered list, I just need to define the previous decimal number over here, which based on the step number 2 I use, it's going to be -2. As you can see, we have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And this is what we have. The last thing that I want to add, which is pretty cool, is this green sort of line or box, you know, and call it whatever you want, you know, behind the thumb. So in order to make that, what I do is that before this element, which is WebKit slider thumb, I'm gonna do like this. So before this, I'm gonna add an element with the content of nothing, and then or empty content, and then I would set the height to, you know, the height of the input slider, which is like 6. I would set it to 5 so that it gets inside it. And then what I do is I would set the position to absolute, and also I would set the width of it to the width of the input, which is 300 pixel. And let's just set the background color to green. Let's see what we have so far. Alright, cool. As you can see, we have this element that follows, but we need to just move it back. So the trick here is that we know the size of this is 20 pixels, right? So what I will do is that I will set the right of the element that I added before to 20 pixel, right? Let's see how it looks like. It looks like this, but the problem is that I have to set the parent container, which is, in this case, when I have the thumb, it's going to be the input container, right? So I will set this value, sorry, it's going to be the WebKit slider thumb, or the container that I added this guy before that. I have to set the position to relative. Alright, so as you can see, it comes before this. Now it's just a matter of some position fixing. I will set the top to maybe 6 pixel. Let's see how it looks. Pretty cool, right? Maybe 7. Yeah. Yeah, it looks much better. But the problem is that this guy goes over the area that we have as the input. In order to fix that, let's just zoom out a little bit. I'm going to do overflow hidden on the parent slider container. So now you can see that, you know, it's kind of fixed in the beginning. The problem is that when you fix that, you're going to have a cut on the elements here. In order to fix that, what we do is that I will set a padding here actually. So I will set the padding, top padding to maybe 3 pixel, and then the left and right padding to 3 pixel as well. That's maybe it's not that enough. I'll set this to 5, and yeah, as you can see now we have exactly the same container as we used to have. So I just add maybe 2 pixel over here, and oh, looks pretty good, right? I like this. So yeah, the problem is that, yeah, there you go. This is the correct one. You can always go ahead and you know, change the position of this 0 2, which is here in Li before, which I defined the step. You probably want to go maybe 2 pixel more, so that you have a pretty good space between the line and the 0. Cool. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel, as I always said, and if you haven't seen my other tutorials, please check them, please share them. This way I can go ahead and create more of these kind of tutorials. I have a plan to actually create a very advanced kind of tutorial on how to create responsive menus for the Christmas. So stay tuned, and thank you for listening.